Stop recording.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, once again. I hope everybody's doing well. So in this video, I'm going to be chatting with my awesome friend Mike, Nikki's fiance. And in this video, he's going to tell you guys the story about how him and Nikki met, how they dated, and then how they lost contact, and then how they got back together. So, my friend, it's good to have you on my channel. Of course, you're awesome.
Yeah, thanks.
And all right, man, you got the floor, man. Go ahead.
So basically what happened was I met this girl named Nikki, and I was attracted to her, because she was hot and sexy and all that other shit. So anyway, I asked her out, and I'm like, would you want to go out with me? And she's like, sure.
Okay.
And right there, I knew she was the right girl for me.
And how did you know?
Well, just the way we get along.
Yeah, you just felt it in your heart?
Right.
Yeah. Your instincts were telling you?
Yep.
Okay. All right, go on.
And so, we dated for like 10 months in 2010.
Okay.
And then she had to move up to the Twin Cities.
Okay.
So, unfortunately, we had to break up.
Oh.
It was tough.
Yeah.
It was really tough.
Yeah.
Letting her go because, she's the right girl for me, and I know that because,
right.
I've dated other women in the past that just didn't understand me. Just they thought they knew what being visually impaired's like, but they just didn't live it. They weren't in the same boat,
right,
as they say.
Right.
And so, so we lost contact.
Okay.
And it was tough on me because I wanted to call her every day and say, hey, baby, what's up?
Right.
And the whole long distance thing just wasn't going to work for us.
Right.
Because I wouldn't have been able to see her much. And so, so we thought, I thought, well, there she goes, another good woman gone.
Right.
And so I thought, maybe I'm just not the right guy for her or something. I don't know. But I knew I was the right guy for her because, she, and then a couple of years goes by,
right.
And I hadn't seen her since the time we had broken up.
Right.
And so, I told her, I says, called her, I says, hey, I says, when we get to the reunion, do you want to hold each other? Because I miss holding you.
Right.
I knew right there she was the right girl.
Wait, but what did she say when you asked her that?
She's like, that's fine.
Uh-huh.
Or she's like, we'll see. And, and I'm like, please, I miss holding the girl,
Yep.
I miss you.
Yep.
Terribly.
Right.
And so, we held each other and danced, and I just started crying. And I just said, babe, I miss you, and I love you. But the problem is, she was dating somebody else at the time, too.
Right.
And,
were you dating someone else at the time as well?
Yeah, I was.
Was that your Was that your ex-fiance?
No, I didn't date my ex-fiance until 2013.
Oh, okay.
And then, we dated for 5 years, her and I.
Okay.
And it just didn't work out because she kept garbage all over the floor of the apartment.
Yeah.
The apartment was a fucking mess.
Oh, boy.
And she just didn't keep clean.
Right. So let me ask you this: at that reunion, when you were when you told her you missed her and you were holding her, what did she say to you?
She's like, I miss you too, and I just buried my head into her shoulder, and I says, baby, I miss you so much. And
Right. And that
I
wasn't
said,
and that
you're my
wasn't
everything.
that was in 2012, correct?
Correct.
Okay.
I says, you're my baby, and I miss you.
Right.
And I was very attached to her. Letting her go was about the most difficult thing I could ever have done.
Oh, I'm sure. When you love someone like that, and then you have to let them go, yeah, it's
I mean, it was tough.
it's
I mean,
extremely hard.
it was tough, man. I mean, we connected really well, and
Yeah.
we still do.
Oh, of
I
course.
mean, she is the most amazing girl I've ever had.
Well, and she's and she's an amazing friend.
Right. And so a few years goes by,
Yeah.
So me and my ex-fiance were together.
Okay.
I broke it off with her because I was at Ski for Light in South Dakota.
Okay.
And she had taken my Braille book away. Because it had my friend's story in it, because she had died the previous year.
Oh, right.
This is the year after she had passed away.
Right.
And she took it away and didn't want me reading it because,
Yep.
I don't know if it was some jealousy or what, but
Right.
I mean, I had every right to read that book. That was my book, and she had no right taking that away.
Right.
And I said, and she kept all of her, and she made the hotel room a fucking pigsty.
Wow.
Yeah, she had her fucking clothes all over the floor.
Oh boy.
And fucking boots. She had her boots sitting on the fucking walkway, so I couldn't walk decent in the room. And I says, you gotta get. I told her. I said, you gotta get your shit together, otherwise I'm leaving this relationship.
Yeah.
So I cannot take any more of this.
And she was fully sighted, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. Let's get back to you and Nikki now. So continue on with the story.
And so, after the reunion, I ended up in the hospital.
Really?
And I called her and said, yeah, I did. Yeah. Because my intestines had flared up.
Oh.
I said, so I called Nikki. I said, baby, I need you. I'm in the hospital.
Yep.
And she felt so bad because she couldn't come down there to see me.
Why couldn't she come?
Because she was all the way up in the Twin Cities.
Oh, I see. Oh, okay.
And so, I'm like, babe, please, I need you.
Yep.
I said, I can't, I mean, I told her, I'm like, I could die. Because if that obstruction isn't cleared, I could get really in a lot of pain.
Right.
And I was in a lot of pain.
Right.
And so I says, baby, I really do need you. I need you to I need you to hold me and cuddle me.
Right.
Because, I said,
Yep. And what was she saying to you?
She's like, I can't make it down there, and,
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay. So we talked for a while, and and then that was kind of like the last time I talked to her.
Mm-hmm.
Until like when was the last time I talked to her? 2018.
Mm-hmm.
I talked to her for a little bit before then, but we weren't together then. But
yep. Now, let me question for you. When you were in the hospital, when you called her on the phone, was she? I'm just curious. Were you guys dating other people or not?
Yeah.
Who were you dating and who was she dating at the time?
I don't remember who she was dating, but I was dating somebody else by the name of Courtney, which
Courtney. So
that didn't,
it wasn't your
that
ex.
didn't,
It
that
wasn't.
didn't
That
last.
wasn't your ex. It wasn't your ex fiance then.
No, sir.
Okay. Okay. So continue on.
And so, so I lost contact with her,
Okay.
till about 2017, 2018.
Okay.
And so I called her. I says, hey, what's up? And, we started talking again. And
Were you both single?
I think she was dating a guy out of California, but that didn't last because, long distance relationships never last.
Well, I wouldn't. Well, not never, but sometimes they don't.
Well,
Sometimes
they
they don't
don't
work.
work out like they don't work out.
Sometimes they don't work out.
Right.
Okay. Couldn't.
Most of the time they don't because you can hardly ever see the person.
Continue on.
But anyway, so we started talking and I says, hey, by chance, do you want to be
Yep.
boyfriend girlfriend again? And because and she had to think about it, and she's like, I'll think about it and get back to you.
Okay.
And she thought about it, and she called me back, and she's like, hey, how about we just be boyfriend girlfriend? And I'm like, cool.
Nice.
And so,
Yep.
so I thought, okay, here's my girl again, and
Yeah.
I still loved her even when we were separated.
Right.
I mean,
Yep.
I did not let her go. I mean, she was my baby forever.
Right.
For 8 years since we were separated.
Right.
I just didn't want to tell my ex-fiance because I didn't want my ex-fiance to get jealous.
Yep. Okay.
But Nikki was my baby.
Right.
She was my baby girl.
Right.
And I told her, I says, baby, I'll always love you. And I meant it. When we broke up that time, I says, baby, I will always love you. You know that.
Yep.
And I will always carry you in my heart.
Right.
And I said, and it was tough for me to let her go.
Right.
Very tough. And so we got back together.
Right.
And, a few months down the road,
Right.
4 or 5 months down the road, I proposed to her because I knew she was the one.
Right. Now, you guys got back together on my birthday. You guys got back together on March 14th, 2018.
Correct.
Okay.
That's correct.
Yeah. Well, I just, I know I've said this before, but I just want to say, you can hear me, right?
Yep.
I just want to say that I am very blessed to know the both of you, and I'm very, very blessed to have friends like you and her, because you and her are beautiful people, and I'm very blessed to have you as my friend. I'm very blessed to have the both of you as my friends.
Oh yeah, absolutely, man. I mean, friends stick by each other.
Yep. And you are definitely someone. You are definitely a friend that you are definitely a great friend, and you are definitely a friend that somebody should have.
Right.
And Nikki is definitely a friend that somebody should have. And I'm just very blessed to have you and Nikki in my life, and I am very blessed to have you as my friend, and I'm very blessed to have her as my friend.
Oh yeah, because I've known Nikki ever since I was a kid.
Yeah.
And get out.
Yep. Well, you're a
You're
a wonderful friend, and she's a wonderful friend.
You're naughty. You don't get up on the counter. You're naughty.
Anyway, so what else? And then you proposed, right?
Correct.
On August 25th, 2018, right?
Yes, sir.
Wow. Now looking into the future, and I know this is hard to say, but looking into the future, when do you guys hope to move in with each other and get married? And I know that's a hard question to answer, but I'm just wondering.
Well, we're not sure because of this whole pandemic right now, and because everything's kind of on a standstill. But I hope next year, hopefully, we can move in together.
Okay.
Um,
And she would and she would move in with you, right? Okay.
Yep.
Okay. All right.
Right.
Well, like I said, you're a wonderful friend, and she's a wonderful friend.
Well, thanks. I appreciate that. I mean, everybody needs a friend, especially in this time of crisis.
Yeah.
I can't stress that enough.
Yeah.
Talking to somebody, whether it be via Skype, via audio, FaceTime, is really important.
Yeah.
Especially so you don't feel so isolated.
Right.
And withdrawn.
Right. Now let me ask you this: when she was living in back in 2018, I'm just curious. Back in 2018, well, I should say back when she was, well, yeah, back in 2018 when she was living in Owatonna. How often did you guys see each other? Like every other weekend or once a month?
I'd say at least once or twice a month.
Okay, so you would take the bus and go see her, and she would take the bus and go see you, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
But mostly, I did it most of the times, but she came up a couple times.
Okay. So she would come up, and what would happen? Your mom would pick her up somewhere,
from the bus depot, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh, from the bus depot. Okay.
Correct. Mm-hmm.
How far do you live from the bus depot?
About 10 minutes.
And when you would go when you would go see her, how would you get to her house?
A friend of hers would come get me.
Oh, okay.
Like her mom's friend or
John.
Yeah, John. Yeah, John.
Okay. Cool.
So he's cool. I haven't talked to him in a while, so I'm gonna have to give him a call here today.
Well, thank you very much for, I know you wanted to do this video, and I know you wanted to tell how you and Nikki met.
Yeah.
And thank you very much for doing this video with me. It was definitely great to have you on my channel.
It was a lot of fun. I appreciate it.
Of course.
It was fun.
Of course. And it was definitely awesome to have you on my channel.
All right.
So what advice might you give to somebody if maybe they've, what advice might you give to somebody if they're listening to this video right now or watching this video right now, and maybe they've broken up with someone and they really miss them and they love them? What advice might you give?
Just be patient.
Yeah.
See if the person comes back to you.
Right.
Don't if you're not happy in a relationship with your current person, get out of it, because it's not a healthy relationship if you're not happy with the person that you're with.
Right.
And I can say that from experience, because I was in an unhealthy relationship, and I didn't really particularly care the things that my ex-fiance was doing.
Okay.
And so I said, you got to either clean up your act,
right,
or I'm getting out of the relationship. I'm leaving.
Right.
And I backed out of the relationship because I felt that the relationship was unstable.
Right.
I felt that, everything I tried doing, tried helping her, tried doing this. She just, I don't know, it just, some relationships just aren't meant to be.
Right, and and you guys,
it was at that point.
Right, and you guys, that happens sometimes. Sometimes people will date and they'll break up and they'll lose touch, and then they get back together.
I didn't see the warning signs earlier, otherwise I would have broken up with her earlier. Because I knew she was a compulsive eater. I knew that.
Ooh.
Yeah. And I knew She even wanted me to eat in the bedroom.
Wow.
Yeah, and I said, look,
Huh.
I says, that's not how I was raised. I says, I don't eat in the bedroom.
Right.
You eat at the kitchen table. You don't eat in the bedroom.
Right.
The bedroom is where you sleep.
Right.
Not where you eat.
Right.
Unfortunately. And I just couldn't handle or deal with the mess. I mean, her apartment was always messy when I was over there.
Oh boy.
She claimed she cleaned it,
Huh.
which, she did, but it wasn't enough to keep somebody that with a visual impairment safe.
Right.
I'll tell you that right now.
Right. And like I said, you guys, that happens sometimes. You'll date someone, and then you guys will break up, and then sometimes you guys will, the two people will get back together. Now,
But she kept using my money. She
Yep.
kept wanting me to use or buy her stuff.
Right.
I'm thinking, I'm not made of money, girl.
Right. Yep.
So, but I have another story I want to tell you about my ex when we're off this video because I don't. Well, okay, maybe I could tell it. I guess.
Go ahead. If you want to.
Yeah. So basically, I had bought her an engagement ring. And she wasn't happy with it. So, because apparently she claimed that it made her fingers swell up or whatever, or she had allergies to it or whatever.
What?
Yeah.
An allergies to an engagement ring?
Yeah, because of the metal.
Oh.
Or because of the... And I said, okay, well, why don't you just get it repolished?
Okay.
And she didn't like the ring I bought her.
Mm-hmm.
So, she convinced somebody else, another individual, I'm not going to name names because for privacy reasons.
Right.
But she convinced this other individual to go out and buy herself a new ring.
Wow.
A new engagement ring. And she bought one that was over $1,500.
Wow.
And then she got into debt over it.
Uh-oh.
Because she couldn't pay for it.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
Oh, my.
So she got into debt, and then she wanted me to pay for it.
Really?
Yeah.
That's nuts.
That's not right. I says, you got yourself into this mess? I ain't bailing you out. Because I already had bought you a ring, and you weren't happy with it. So you got yourself into this mess.
Right.
Wow. And I said, I ain't bailing you out of this one.
Right.
So.
Well, wow.
Yeah.
Wow, that's crazy.
Right?
Jeez.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, why do you think I don't talk to her anymore?
Right.
Because I don't want anything to do with her.
Right.
Because she broke my heart when I bought her that ring, and then she looked behind my back and got a different one.
That's not right.
No.
Wow.
I mean, if you're not happy with the ring, just tell me and I can get you a different ring.
Wow.
Don't sit there and go behind my back and buy a new ring.
Right.
And expect me to pay for it when you were the one that got yourself into that mess.
Well, thank you for telling the story of you and Nikki. It's definitely a wonderful story. And like I said, you're a wonderful friend, and Nikki is a wonderful friend.
Yeah. I enjoy Nikki. She's a great person to be around. She just makes me laugh. She's just that kind of a nice person. She's a warm person.
Yep.
She's just, I just love her.
Yeah.
A lot. And,
Yep.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, again, thank you for telling the story about how you guys met.
Hey, no problem.
It's a wonderful story.
Hmm?
Yeah. Um, cool. Anything else you want to say or talk about?
No, I don't think so.
Okay. Cool. Well, thanks again, man. You're awesome.
Yeah, no problem.
And you guys, please subscribe. Do you want to recommend the channels you usually recommend?
Oh, yeah. Check out Rescue 911. That's a good TV show
Yep.
on YouTube. There's Trauma Life in the ER
Right.
on YouTube.
Right.
You can find videos of that. There's Steve Wilkos, Maury Povich.
And the Dr. Phil
You
channel,
are
right?
not. Yeah. You are not the father.
What the snaz? And the Dr. Phil channel, right?
Correct.
Okay. And please also, you guys, subscribe to the Nikki, my wonderful friend Nikki Wunderlich. That's Nikki space Wunderlich. Please subscribe to Haley's channel, Talented HV. And Hope, please subscribe to Hope's channel. That's Hope Rugi. I don't know how to spell her last name.
ROUGE.
Thank you. And all you guys are awesome. And Mike, thanks again. You're awesome. And
Yeah, no problem. It was fun.
yeah. And you guys take care. And I'll see you all in the next video.